Monica didn't have much experience with relationships. Monica's boyfriend of more than 5 years was a nice person who didn't seem particularly interested in her, nor did he ask much of her, which made her question her feelings for him and the relationship overall. I encouraged Monica to be honest with her boyfriend and make herself available for new romantic possibilities. Several weeks went by, and I was beginning to wonder what happened to Monica when I received a shocking call from her doctor. He told me that Monica had collapsed and was in the hospital. Many of her organs were shutting down, and she was not expected to live. The doctor asked me to visit and prepare Monica for the worst that might be ahead. Because of my recent work with dying cancer patients, I was used to making near-death hospital visits. However, nothing I had experienced prepared me for this visit. When I walked into Monica's room, I found her sitting up in bed attached to an IV, looking remarkably well for someone presumed to be dying. When she saw me, she put her fingers to her lips and asked me to close the door. "You'll never guess what happened," she said. "I found someone." I sat there with my eyes wide and jaw hanging as Monica told me she had broken up with her boyfriend and recently met a man named Philip, who continued to see her in the hospital after her collapse. Philip spent time listening to Monica, talking and laughing with her, asking questions and being engrossed in her answers. The best part about this new relationship was that neither the hospital nor her illness seemed to frighten or discourage Philip. He had a dearly beloved sister who had been ill most of her life, so he was used to medical challenges. The more Monica and Philip talked, the more engaged and excited she became. Monica then told me that 2 nights prior, she had bribed the night nurse and, still attached to her IV pole, she had taken the elevator down to the hospital garage where, as impossible as this may seem, Monica made passionate love for the first time in the back seat of Philip's car. I drove home that night feeling certain that Monica's life wasn't over yet, and I was proven right. She eventually left the hospital and some months later married Philip. I never saw her again, but I followed her for years through the postcards she sent telling me how she was doing. Monica and Philip bought a small home near the canals in Venice, California, and traveled a great deal. They even took vacations in developing countries, which surprised me given her medical history. Yes, she did get sick again, but each time she would recover, determined to embrace the life she found fulfilling. Monica's serious health challenges proved less influential on her well-being than the nurturing, motivating love she experienced and gave. Monica is an example of how someone's life can change by feeling loved. Her life didn't just change, though. She was saved. In a setting that didn't allow them to do much more than communicate with one another, Philip demonstrated a keen interest in thoroughly getting to know Monica. He wanted to understand what she felt, as well as what she thought, and his approving interest and encouragement made her feel deeply known and valued. For the first time, Monica knew what it was to feel loved. Monica's experience made me look closer at the different kinds of problems men and women have brought to my office. Over the years, I saw individuals, couples, and families from many ethnic and socioeconomic backgrounds present with a wide range of problems. They were depressed, anxious, unproductive, unhappy, sick, and sick at heart. Their problems varied, but all had 2 things in common. They were intensely stressed, and none of them felt loved. Sometimes a spouse or family member felt an absence of love from a loved one who insisted this was not true. Sometimes I could understand why they felt unloved, but not always. At times, the feelings of those who felt unloved seemed rooted in an inability to feel anything, good or bad. Many of these people seemed completely preoccupied with thoughts about something that had happened, might happen, or could happen. So absorbed were they in their thoughts that they were missing their experience in the moment. Discovering the role emotional awareness and connection plays in our lives. As I was completing my doctorate, I had an opportunity to become part of an experimental program with end-of-life cancer patients at UCLA. The program focused on something new at the time called holistic health, which brought a wider view to health issues. The opportunity was a good fit for me. My husband Robert and I began exploring the subject of holistic health in a series of very popular conferences we coordinated for the Association for Humanistic Psychology. This broader view of health that I embrace affected the direction of my work. The interventions I participated in included many new theories and therapies developed in the 60s and 70s. It was heady stuff, especially when we saw that some of the men and women we worked with weren't dying, but had been, in fact,